But I feel like there was always a part of me that always wanted to do fashion because I always had that stylish part of me. About when realizing I didn't want to really do medicine, I started realizing that there were other things I wanted to do that I'd rather spend more time doing than that. Yeah.
Hi, guys. Welcome to Becoming with Angela Chris, a podcast where you learn, unlearn, and relearn how you become the best version of yourself. And with me is one of the fast growing influencer, a beauty queen, a CEO, and also a fashion designer. And she is no other person than Ruth Waziri. Ooh.
You called me 5 things, by the way. Should have added public health expert.
Okay. Oh, public health experts.
Soon to be.
Soon to be. Okay, soon to be. All right. So, Ruth, welcome to the podcast, and it's a pleasure having you here.
Thank you for
And it's a
having me.
very great honor to be my guest.
The first guest.
First guest, yeah.
Her.
Pin that there. Yes. So, take me back because we're talking about beginning.
Yeah.
So for you to become, you have to first of all begin.
Yeah.
So for any journey in life, you have to first start somewhere.
Yeah.
So please, can you take us back to where you started? And you have been in the modeling and fashion industry for over 7 years, right? If I'm correct.
Yeah. Or even more, actually.
And more, yeah. For over a year, 7 years.
Yes.
And you're doing fashion, you're building your brand and developing yourself and becoming the woman that you want to be.
Yeah.
So in your beginnings journey, what has been your first experience like in your fashion industry?
So how it all started, let's say from when I was young, I think for some reason, I always wanted to be a medical doctor. I always wanted to be a surgeon.
Yeah.
I know. I wanted to be a neurosurgeon. Thanks to Ben Carson.
Yeah, right.
When I read Gifted Hands, I just told myself, you must be a surgeon.
Yes.
But yeah, I wanted to be a doctor. I went to uni, started medicine. And then changed to do human anatomy, BSc and stuff. But I feel like there was always a part of me that always wanted to do fashion because I always had that stylish part of me. Every little way, like I was the babe that will color block without thinking twice. Like my friends will always call me out for like my bold choices. I would wear my red skirt and my blue top. People, then color blocking was a bit. People would not really mix color match. I didn't care. I would wear what I wanted and stuff like that. So, it all started from, I would say, from a young age. My mom used to be into fashion business at some point. So I grew up around loads of fabrics, loads of clothes. My sister used to learn how to sew. So I feel like I always grew up, my surrounding played a big role in me starting and developing interest in fashion, basically. Then I went into uni and then I started modeling.
Okay, nice, interesting.
Yeah, modeling picked up at about like my second year or third year in uni. So that was like 2016.
Were you doing medicine or?
Yes. So then, then I was in anatomy. Yeah. So I would be in school attending lectures, and then the weekend I'm out back in Abuja, trying to do this job or this lookbook shoot and stuff like that. And then the interest for tailoring then started coming up. And I started telling myself, you know what? I've been disappointed by tailors one too many times. The type that I was when I took a fabric to a tailor, I knew what I wanted. And what I want is what you're going to have to give me. But a lot of times, especially, when you're young, if I wanted something, my mom would go and turn and tell the tailor, no, make it free. Make it so what. You know what? I need to probably learn how to sew so that I can always do what I want without having my mom say she's the one paying for the outfit. So she's going to...
They want to make it that many years after.
Exactly. She would tell me they will make it like that because next year now you tell me this clothes is tight.
So
and stuff like that. So yeah, I started learning how to sew. I went to like a normal tailor. The way they used to do it back in Nigeria, that you would literally go, they'll take minerals, they'll take biscuits. You will literally go and be an apprentice.
Yeah.
So I literally started off as an
Nice.
apprentice. I didn't even, probably like the first month, I didn't even sew. This woman was just using me to sell puff puff.
Oh my god.
In her shop.
Hey.
I was always the one selling the puff puff that she had in her shop, and I'll go and buy stuff for her in the market, and then she would not tell me to pedal the machine for like 1 hour for my leg to be strong. So like for the first 1 month, I didn't even really learn how to sew. Then school resumed, and then I went back, and then I started learning on YouTube.
Okay.
Started watching YouTube videos, and then went to a proper fashion school, and then
wow, amazing.
that's literally how everything happened during my uni years. Like, I feel like I discovered a lot about when realizing I didn't want to really do medicine. I started realizing that there were other things I wanted to do that I'd rather spend more time doing than that. I grew up in a very churchy Christian home, you know, it was like every other northern child. And my mom would always police what I wear. I didn't wear trousers for a long time. I was always wearing skirts, and I hated that. We would fight a lot about that because I would go for summer lessons and I'll wear the trouser underneath my skirt and roll it.
Yeah.
And then when I leave the house, I'll remove the skirt and then open my trousers and stuff. So it started off as me wanting to make clothes for myself just because of people would not really make stuff that I wanted. And then I started making outfits and people would see it on me, and then people would like it. And then I started then doing it for people. And then people started like, it's like the more people see what you do, they start to gain more confidence. They're like, oh, like I like your skirts. I'm like, oh, I made it. Why can't you make me one? And that was literally how the whole thing started. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I could actually try doing this for life and see, and see how it goes.
Amazing.
That was how it started, basically.
Lovely. That's so inspiring.
Yeah. I just picked the first, the first comments, the first compliment, the first time, and I just ran with it.
Wow, brilliant.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times people are just, waiting, and they have this big dream in their head and in their mind that they love to, want to start something, but it's like there's this resilience, there's this obstacle, like the fear to start.
There's definitely that.
And it's really a big issue. And that's one of the reasons I, want to bring up this podcast to to show people the encouragement to start and to begin whatever they have, the big dreams they have in their hearts, you know what I mean? So you studied anatomy in school, right? So what was the inspiration, or what inspired you to shift from science to modeling and fashion?
I didn't like reading.
Oh my god.
That was so direct. It just happened. You when you start to, I don't know yourself better, you realize that there's other things you'd rather do. But I still had to finish my BSc. So it's not like I completely just neglected it and left school. I still had to complete it, but I had to juggle both. So I had to still do uni and do this other thing that I still wanted to do at the same time.
Oh, amazing. And you graduated your anatomy?
Yes. Yeah, I graduated in 2018, and
so right now, are you using, sorry, just to ask, are you using the degree?
It's under my bed.
Under your bed.
It's in a brown envelope under my bed. Same with the master's one.
Actually, most people are in that same page as well. Yeah. So I totally understand. Yeah. But it's happened sometimes when you are environment and when you find yourself, doing a particular thing that you love doing, you tend to see yourself doing that more. And then the other one it just goes like that. So I get you. I get you. Yeah. So would you say you are someone who find it easy to start anything you put your mind to? Like, even for example, you moving to the UK as well, like starting a new journey in life. Like, is it something like doing new things? Like you said, you picked up your clothes and started the business. Is this something you find that ease doing, or
I would say it's never easy with anything in life. Beginning stages is never easy. I think what matters now is how you position your mind as to how you want to start this thing.
Mindset.
Yes, like you have always thankfully lived with an optimistic mindset. That's the one thing about me is I would always be positive, try to see the positive out of something, no matter the kata that comes out of it. So even starting like from even like moving to the UK, it didn't even until I came, my flight touched here. It didn't occur to, like, it didn't sink into my head that I had actually traveled.
Like that.
Do you understand? Like in my mind, I was just thinking like, like okay, yeah. I was like, oh, so this is the Manchester. So like, oh, so I'm even in the UK self. Like, okay, what's happening?
Yeah.
I've always taken everything. It's never easy, but I feel like as long as it's something that you want, it's something you really want to work towards. You just need to get rid of those thoughts. It's definitely going to be hard. There are times you would cry. There are times it would challenge you. You just have to push everything to the side and just try to see the bigger picture and just tell yourself, you know what? I know this won't be easy, but I'll just try to see the positive sides to this thing, because I know that if I keep pushing on, if I keep applying pressure, consistency, there's definitely going to be like a positive outcome to this thing, except it's not mine. Then you redirect yourself
and re-strategize.
exactly. But it's never easy. You just do it.
You just need to do it.
Just do it. Yeah.
There's no harm just doing it, because if you keep procrastinating and keep pushing yourself backwards, you get what
you never
achieve.
and I hate the what ifs. I rather do it and know that this thing did not work out for me than for me to go to be sleeping at night and I'm thinking, oh, what if you actually did this thing? Just do it, so that what if will not haunt me. At least I know that I did it didn't work, than me thinking what could have been the outcome of this thing. Yeah.
Perfect. That's a beautiful one. And I like the fact you said mindset, because for everything in life, your mindset is what keeps you going.
Yes.
It's what makes you want to do it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's a nice one. Nice words there. Thank you very much. I've noticed all through your on your Instagram, your socials and everything. I've found out how consistent you are. Yeah, I think you are very consistent in your, I think the way you bring out fashion, the way you bring out modeling, and it's very inspiring. That's one of the reasons I actually spoke to you about you coming to my podcast, because sometimes people find it hard to be consistent. I won't lie, me sometimes I find it hard to stay consistent over a period of time, and for problems to come, you just maybe take back and come back again, and but you have just always showed up. So would you tell us how you became someone who keeps being consistent?
It's funny that you think I'm consistent, because I think I'm not consistent. Really? There are so many, like I would say, I was speaking to my friend the other time and he was telling me, oh, like he missed seeing my styling videos.
Okay.
Because there were times where I would do like every week I would be rolling out at least 1 or 2 styling videos. Am I doing short pants how many ways, denim skirt how many ways, tall girl fashion, pants and that. But like it's good to hear you say that I'm consistent and stuff like that, but sometimes I even feel like I'm lagging behind, because it's not easy. It's not easy. Like you wake up today, the weather is not right, your makeup is not sitting well, you still have to film regardless. So I've always just for me, I always see it as I would take a break if I need to, but for the sake of what I want, I know the results I'm trying to get from this, I know the goal I'm trying to achieve. It just pushes you to just try to show up. Even if every day is 1% I try to apply, at least I know I'm making
progress,
little progress towards something.
Yeah, that's because I read this atomic habits. So little your daily habits piles together. That's what gives you your progress. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So when you keep going at it, like I go to the gym, when you sometimes it looks like you're not seeing progress, you're not seeing the big results. But every time you go, you add a little.
You're literally putting a brick to something. Today can be 10%, tomorrow can be 100%. Next tomorrow can be 3%. You're still adding something. Yeah.
So that's a great one. Thank you very much for that share. Thank you. So how did you deal with self-doubts and challenges in your fashion industry, in building your personal brand and your fashion brand? What challenges what's the biggest challenge you've faced, and how have you been able to overcome them?
The biggest challenge I've faced so far, because I feel like there's gonna be bigger challenges.
Actually.
I know that there's gonna be bigger challenges. The higher I go up, the more the challenges, right? In fashion, I would say the biggest challenge I've encountered was last year. I had like a whole production mess where I had invested so much money into producing 240 items from this production house, and everything came back wrong, in error, and then I had to return them, and I'm still trying to get the items back till today. So I've wasted, that's like the biggest milestone It's not a milestone. That's been the biggest problem I've encountered since I started fashion business till date. That it really set me back last year. I'm still trying to recover till now, but that has been it. And I feel, but like generally, like every other thing you set out to do in life as well, there's always challenges. Like starting out, it was either, it's either the finances, trying to build a clientele, trying to build trust, trying to even that imposter syndrome. You be thinking like
You want the perfect timing.
do you understand? Like that doubt, you're literally doubting yourself. You're like, but why? Like it's just the things you feed into your mind because you feel like you're not
Good enough.
good enough. You're not good enough to do this thing. But like, why would you think you're not good enough to do something? Regardless, even if, and it always comes with failure. Like, am I doing something wrong? Should I stop doing this thing and stuff like that? So yes, I've encountered several challenges. I've had so many downtimes where I've not had work, I've not had a client, I've not had anything to do. I mean, usually you would cry because you're feeling sad.
Yeah.
I will solve my problems by crying,
Really?
eating,
Okay.
sleeping, and then you pray, and then you move on and you try to, what's the problem? How do we move on from this problem? What do we do next? And sometimes you can be stuck in that loophole for months because you don't even know, you're so tired that you don't even know what to do next. But you just, I don't know, I feel like I always just try to figure it out. And sometimes I just realize that maybe this problem is not worth, it's not something that needs to be done. Maybe it's something I need to discard of this issue that is bothering me. Maybe it's not meant to be part of my life, and I just do away with whatever it is. Anything that I know I don't directly have an impact on changing, I just don't worry myself.
What you can't control, you
I just leave it. I just leave it.
That's
literally.
good. Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
So looking back, do you think the journey would have been better if you walked or if you waited till a perfect timing?
No, because there's no such thing as a
That's
perfect
perfect timing, isn't it? Yeah, because a lot of times people find themselves like thinking, okay, I just want everything to be perfect. I find myself there sometimes. I'm like, oh, everything is not working as planned. I want this and this to be perfect before I start. Do you get? So, and I've been in that space where I had to prolong or procrastinate a particular event or a dream which I want to achieve because I feel that it wasn't a perfect time.
Yeah.
So and that affected my productivity.
Yeah.
In the sense that I wasn't doing enough that I wanted to because I was procrastinating what I wanted to or who I want to become.
Yeah.
And that has a very, bad effect on people as well. So
there's no, I feel like that perfect time thing is a construct. There's no such thing as a perfect time. Maybe, I mean, the right time, but it's never perfect.
Yeah.
You just have to start one step at a time. It's like saying you're a student, you don't have money, you want to learn how to sew, and you're waiting to have industrial machine, overlocking machine. When I started, I had just my 2K butterfly. When I sew, then I'll now go to the market and weave. I'll pay 100 naira, weave, overlock, and then come back to the house and sew. Go back and there's never a perfect time. You just
But thinking about it critically, if you are trying to maybe scale a business or maybe do something, but you don't have enough, I won't say enough equipment or enough finances to start something, would you rather like hold back and wait till some things fall in place? Because sometimes everything is not at the right time.
What if nothing falls in place? What if the thing that is meant to fall in place is you starting out and then that thing falls in place for you? You like you said, you want to hold back until something falls in place before you start. What if you keep waiting, that thing you're waiting for and it doesn't come together?
What if you don't have the process to maybe get the finances, get the money to start the business? So how you just enter?
Do you it's like I said, you start, you want to sell human hair. You don't have money to buy 100. Won't you start with one that you style and make video and then say pre-order? When people pay their money, then you order for them. You have cash at hand. I've done that. I wanted to do a collection. My first collection, I didn't have money to do 10 at a go. I did one sample piece, went to my Tama amusement park, took pictures. My friend Jacqueline took me pictures, and then I did it on pre-order. For everybody that sent an order, I told them 7 working days. I had 3 orders that weekend. When I went home, I went to Garki Market, bought scuba, went home. I had money for for the outfits, and I had my, like, I had
Extra, yeah.
and I had my income from it.
as well, yeah.
And I went to them 3 4 anybody that comes to order that knows that knows they are going to wait 3 4 working days, finish that. And listen, with that money I could have used it. I didn't do a lot of it, but with that money now, and I have money to go and produce 5 more and have them readily available for delivery.
Yeah.
So like I said,
Yeah.
it's for some people are privileged to have it all together for them to start. But if you don't, start from somewhere.
And
Just
also awareness. Some people don't really know. They don't know this pre-order. Like I didn't know this till I think a couple of years ago. I was doing e-commerce, and a friend of mine told me about this pre-order thing.
Yeah.
Like you can actually put your item on pre-order before you actually produce them.
Yeah.
So that was me being aware. I wasn't aware before. So imagine a student or who's not aware of this pre-order, option. She might just relent of starting a business because she doesn't know how to
go about
how to start the finances.
That's why your
So,
community matters
matters
as
a
well.
lot.
You need to try and reach out to as many people in the industry, try to make connections.
friends, yeah.
Even if you don't learn about pre-order from someone, you will learn from somebody that has a fashion house that can give you, that will be happy to say, let me do 2-3 samples for you. Use it to go to the studio and shoot.
Yeah. How do you leverage on men? Because I believe mentorship in life generally, people who have gone ahead of you, who have seen and experienced the journey before you came, that they will put you through the process, like pour into you.
Yeah.
How were you able to leverage on that mentorship? Have you had any mentor, or do you have any mentor currently who's building you and developing you on how to become who you really want? Because people who has gone ahead of you, they can show you the process. Just like as you came to the UK, you had your sister who has already laid the foundation for you to leverage on. So you coming in was like a soft landing. You know, I told you about it.
Yeah.
It's soft landing because she puts you through the process, directs you. What is this? This is where to go. This is how to go to the map, a train, and everything. So having someone who has gone the journey, it's very important. So have you ever had
I've never had a mentor. I don't have a mentor. I just have friends that I tend to rely on and ask questions from time to time. I do see the importance of mentorship. I understand the importance of mentorships. I like directly even saying, like, it's like having a project supervisor, somebody that knows about this thing before you and stuff like that. But to be honest, I've never had a mentor. I've always had to, maybe that's why my life is hard sometimes. I've had to figure things out for myself. Yeah, I've had to figure things out for myself a lot of times. And if I'm stuck, I ask someone that I know. I have a lot of friends that are also in the fashion industry. I just always reach out. Oh, Felix, I'm looking for this. People be like, oh, I know a guy that knows a guy and stuff like that. I've never really given it a thought about mentorship because I've always had to just navigate things things that I needed to do by myself, and I can see the importance, but I can't really share much about it because I don't know. I've always just been like that lone man in the middle, and I just figure out what I need to figure out, and I just go through it on my own like that.
That's surprising, and that's amazing, to be honest. A lot of us are like that, to be honest. We just maybe see people from afar and online, like you, inspiring us, and we learn from you. Like we pick what we can pick and we go through like that. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not always easy to come to see a mentor or someone who can guide you through all the process.
Exactly.
It's not
that your mentor said that you're also looking for a mentor. It's going to be a chain of mentorship.
Yeah. So I get you, my love. I get you. So I believe, for me, I think in life generally, what has really, brought me to who I'm becoming or who I am, right, is believing in God and is supreme power and direction in our life. So how have you been, or what will you say is the impact of having the Holy Spirit or God to direct you? What will you say is the impact, or how has God influenced your becoming process?
I would say in every aspect of my life, I have always had, I would say God's will for me has always been set out, and I've just always tried to walk in that path. As a Christian, as somebody who grew up in a Christian household.
Okay.
You
Are
know
you not a Christian?
let me cook.
Okay.
As somebody who grew up in a Christian household,
Yeah.
who was forced to go to church,
Mhm.
everybody at some point in their life was just a Christian for the sake that their family
Yeah.
they were born into a Christian
Christian.
home. I feel like a good number of us didn't really even know God for ourselves until our adult years or until we had like an experience personally. So I was definitely one of those people. I'm just your religion, Christianity, and stuff like that. But then I got to a point in my life, especially when things get hard and you start to realize things for your own self, you decide to put in that effort to try to maybe I should actually try to key into this thing. Let me read my Bible and pray and see how I feel about this. And you feel this kind of peace. And you're like, maybe there's something here.
Yeah.
There's something. So let's say of the past 2-3 years, I have 2 years. I diligently made a decision to make my relationship to God closer. It's not, and my expectation was that by doing that, my life was automatically going to turn around, I was going to be there, but bro, it's like you go through storms, but you have an assurance and you have peace in your heart knowing that things are going to get better. Because at the end of the day, you know that whatever you're going through is worth it. If it's not for you at the end of the day, you go through that journey, you learn from it, and you go on, you move on. But as long as you are able to pray to God and follow his direction, you know that regardless of the storms you're going through, it's taking you to like a better place. Yeah. And that's how it's been for me. For things are not perfect. You don't 100% have it. But I have peace in my heart. I'm happy knowing that I'm going through this for a reason.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Because assurance, even God said storms will come, but just the assurance that is always there.
Yeah.
That's what gives us the peace.
Yeah.
Peace that surpasses all understanding.
Yes.
And that's what we live for,
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's amazing. Thank you so much. And what advice would you give to a young person who's looking at starting something for themselves, having a big dream, but they are very reluctant in, pursuing their dream or moving forward to, become who they really want to be? What advice would you, pour out to anyone who has that big dream in their heart and then keep procrastinating, keep being reluctant, and sometimes it's quite discouraging, when you have a big dream in your heart, but you don't know where to go about it, how to navigate yourself, and then nothing is even coming to fruition. Maybe you tried, but it failed. So what advice would you give?
I would say first things first. I would say first things first. You need to for everything that has been laid in your heart, you need to pray to God about it. You need to pray for direction. You need to pray for guidance, whatever it is. For everything that's been laid in your heart, it's been laid in your heart for a reason.
Yeah.
Now you need to understand why you've been given that purpose, that dream, that goal. And secondly, in everything as long as it's something you really want to do, you have it in your heart, go for it. Don't let anybody's what if, are you sure it will work? There's going to be doubts at every stage of your life, at every stage of even you yourself. You even be surprised, even your parents will be doubting that thing you want to do. It's left for you to keep pushing on. You need to keep showing up every day, no matter how small. If today you can give it 1%, you give it 1%. If tomorrow you can give it 75%, you give it 75%. There is no amount you give that you think is useless. You need to keep showing up for yourself. You need to try and be consistent. You need to try and go out there. If especially in early stages you don't really know what you want to do, try to look up for communities. Like I feel like it's even better. I feel like things get better these days. Like back years ago, you would not really have communities that will support you. Like here in Manchester, there's this Black creatives community that from them I've gone for like 2-3 events that I've had to do pop-ups. I've sold, I've met people, I've met new clients, I've met people that tell me, I produced from so person, you should come, they did my. So if you don't put yourself out there, you never really know what's out there. So I feel like that's also very important. You need to be able to reach out to people, put yourself out there. Don't just be in your room saying you have an idea and you don't know, but who can you speak to that can be able to help you,
Yeah.
execute the idea. Speak to people, try to learn from people. And also another important thing I also say lastly is always go into everything with an open mind. Just plan B for when things don't go your way.
Yeah.
Do you have a way to recover from that, or is this something you're just going to
Let's go.
dump and
Yeah.
just let go? So I feel like you need to always go into things with an open mind, knowing that 100% is never going to always go your way, and you need to have that spirit, that knowledge to know that
Yeah.
if it doesn't, what next? Be prepared to just move on. If you need to simmer in it a bit, fine, but just be prepared to move on and learn from those mistakes. And you either you reapply those lessons you've or just
Yeah.
pivot into another path.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Oh my God, that was
Yeah.
very impactful and inspiring. Yeah, I like the fact that you said environment, because a lot of times people don't know, but your environment determine who you become.
Yeah.
So your environment, when you have the right people around,
Yeah.
it shapes your
Plays a
mindset.
role.
Yeah, it plays a role in the way you think, first of all, and the way you express yourself. So having the right set of influence, the right set of people, even in church as well, like having the right people to encourage you to become who you really want to be. It's a very, even not just encouragement, like someone that will boost your
someone that just tell you, oh, you're doing well. It's my to you, you're telling yourself, this person doesn't even know what I'm going through, but just that little word just helps you feel better. So
and
definitely
also leveraging on the Holy Spirit to direct you and to put you through, because you can't live life on your own. You need the direction from God, and that is ultimate. And that's really
definitely very important.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Laura. Thank you for coming and pouring into us today. It's been a pleasure.
I hope you've all been blessed.
And I hope you all have been blessed. For me, I'm overload. Overload blessing. Thank you, guys. And thank you for coming, Ruth.
See you all.
Bless you. Love you.
Bye.
Bye. Are we done?